Welcome back to the 4 chapters. We're here on the back 9 of round 1, chapter 1, Fire, here at the beautiful Camp Tecumseh disc golf course. I'm Chris DeMarco, joined by Lefty McGovern and Dan Schifrin, and we got some shooters out there today.
Yeah, Chris, we got Connor Henderson leading the pack today so far with a neg 8 through 9, followed closely behind by Corey Schneider at neg 7. Both of these guys are well on their way to shooting 1,000 rated round.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing our feature card head into the open back 9 of the beautiful Tecumseh disc golf course, and we're going to see some large shots from the group. Can't wait to see it.
Big shout out to our crew for helping out here today. We had a number of people shooting for us. Really beautiful footage so far. Really enjoying watching everybody out there shooting. Let's get back to disc golf here, stepping into hole 10 here at Camp Tecumseh. Can I say the word shooting in any other context?
12 shooters shooting.
Hole 10, par 4, 503 feet. We're gonna see some players go aggressive here. We've got some big arms, but you do not want to hit this path here because it is out of bounds. Difficult to get yourself far enough to be able to hook up left around this turn.
Dylan pops one off. It's a bit low. This entire hole is gradually more and more uphill, so it's going to take a pump to get into position.
Yeah, that's a great spot to be next to that grill, though. I mean, as long as you're not next to that grill, you just want to be like next to that grill.
And James finds himself across.
Yeah.
I was a little concerned about that. It was looking like he was going to stall out and stay on the road there, but
That plays.
You really have to be super confident to go for that big play over the road. James did say he was nervous, but he is definitely not showing it. Let's see that again.
That is an absolute
Look at Tim.
crush.
Looks great. Look at those legs.
Yeah, Tim in great positioning. Lefty, why don't you focus on the disc golf? That is an absolute crush from James. I love how high he put that, and it still kept pushing straight. Austin Barron absolutely cranking one. We haven't seen his full potential yet here today. Couple good scrambles from him, couple good putts, but he's got a lot more to give. Ron Gardner, sitting at even. Ron's a local, he knows this course, so he knows that the back 9 is very scoreable. Let's see if he can take advantage of it.
throws another hyzer flip turnover shot and honestly pushes a little too straight. He's going to be pinched off with his angle there for a second.
Yeah, I was over there at the winner at Valley Forge. Not where you want to be.
Ooh, Dylan, a little unlucky ground play there.
The last rock standing on that little gully there got him. He would have been about 20, 25 feet.
Would you look at this? Ronald going for, oh, maybe not.
Ron's considering a few different options here. This is good hole design. This is really good hole design. Preventing you from going too far long. Really creative.
It also creates some really challenging putts if you end up where Ron ends up there. You're on top of the hill looking down. There's a lot of trees.
He might have a look for the birdie, but going to be difficult from up there. Austin trying to go backdoor and get sneaky. Gets himself to about 20 feet. And James with a very nice look. Another look for an eagle. This is the third legitimate eagle look we've seen on the card here today.
Yeah, you can't say that James hasn't been giving himself chances today.
Now, he's capable of a lot more than -1 through 9, but again, it's really not too bad of a score. I mean, when you got guys out there dropping -8s, you're probably feeling some pressure if you're looking at the leaderboard right now.
It's tough to keep up.
Connor Henderson.
Yeah.
-8 through 9, dude. That is so on fire. Austin Barron.
And Connor Henderson did shoot the hot round, and he is the third highest rated golfer out here. But again, he does have 0 PDGA wins.
Yeah, I'd love to know more about that. Do we know how many events he's played in?
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head.
Great putts from Austin and Ron there. And James as well. Great to see a birdie from Austin, honestly. I'm hoping that'll rekindle that fire in him.
My name is Brian Roder, and I've been foaming disc golf since 2021. Working at Valley Forge.
Whoa, what is this? You're not getting a feature. I haven't even gotten one yet. Shut it down. Get back to editing.
Yeah.
We love our crew here on VFSN. Hole 11, par 3, 282. We got a left to right shot that feels relatively straightforward when watching this drone flight, but there is definitely some challenge there. You'll occasionally see someone turn it over too far left on the sidearm into the lake, and you can get caught up inside.
A little too far.
James floats that way long.
Everything James does is floaty.
Yeah. That's a great shot there.
Austin Barron.
The kid's been going right at the basket all day. He's bound to find some luck sooner or later.
It's been a barren landscape of birdies for him so far.
But he's about to get 2 in a row here on the back 9.
Yeah, so we'd love to see that.
Dylan with a scary downhill putt for his 2.
Settle down there, Ron.
I haven't been up there in a very long time. Yeah.
Looks to have stayed in bounds, though.
View of the pond? I didn't want Dylan.
So that'll play. Ron from the top of the hill. Always gusty on this part of Camp Tecumseh. Doesn't matter the kind of day it is. Bit of like a little crosswind going on here at all times.
This is a really tricky shot.
Another beautiful green here at Tecumseh. We got such a great game.
Yeah, and Ron doesn't really get the nose down enough to get the putt driven down towards the basket. Kind of floats left on him. Dylan showing a bit more of what I was talking about there, but misses a bit left.
Big storyline that we didn't cover is, I believe it's Maynard's miniature animal farm at Camp Tecumseh. The roosters and the hens, the loud noises that come from that farm add a massive curveball factor to the end of these rounds. So we'll see if that gets in anybody's head here. Deep breath and some nice patience from Ron there.
That had to have been the closest to a pin that anyone's going to see all day.
Yeah, big smile on the face of Austin Barron. He deserves it. Hole 12, par 4, 531 feet. If you've got a big arm, you do need to watch your distance here. You can see one go long OB. But this is definitely a 2-shot par 4 for most players. Swing one out wide left. Give yourself a nice open angle for the approach, and you'll be in great spot.
Austin keeping it low again, but a little too low.
Yeah, I'd rather be there than pinched off. It's so important to just be modest and be humble off of this tee shot, I think. I mean, if you're James, you can go right at it like this. That's fine. Oh, man, that was close.
And James parks Tim.
Nice. Dylan's got a very interesting warm-up throw. I can't believe we've never mentioned that.
Looks like he's preparing a huck here.
Oh, just ride that wind. Beautiful bit of turn. Nice angle control there from Dylan. Unfortunate to be right next to that tree, but don't think it'll affect him too much. See if Ron can get something going here in the back nine. Oh yeah.
That'll do. Just fine.
Needs to hook up. Oh yeah, that's quite nice.
Little pinched off there, but definitely not a terrible spot to be. I honestly think I'd prefer to be where Austin is, though. I just don't have that short little chip sidearm.
Yeah, and he's pretty... Ron's found himself pretty close to the tree line, and the ceiling gets very low by there.
We'll see what he does to get out of it. Dylan Cook, just a super simple chip shot up to the green. And James, see what he can do for this eagle look.
Another look for eagle.
Oh. That's just beautiful. Super safe, but a legitimate bid. Ron looks to be going for a little Anheuser backhand here.
You can kind of see the low-hanging branches a little better there.
Yeah, that bush is exactly why I just go so wide on my drive here every time.
For the turkey for Austin Barron.
There it is.
The kid's heating up.
Look at him go. Seems like a nice little refresh was all he needed. Once he got that first birdie, he started attacking the course. Beautiful.
This is a pretty soft par 4 in my opinion, so it's good to see our feature card land a couple of birdies here.
Have you met him? He's from China. He comes to records.
Yeah, nice straddle putt from Dylan there. If you can win at Greystone, you've clearly got some good putting, good straddles. James Kulinski tapping in the birdie. Hole 13, par 3, 200 feet. OB road and across, but you will see a lot of players go for that skip shot. And if you're going sidearm, you're probably just trying to get one nice and high, land a little dart on the green. It's a short and simple hole, but it is a fun one. Gonna be tough to get that one in for Austin there.
Yeah, playing a bit too conservatively there and playing to the more open part of the fairway.
That plays.
Right in the bullseye.
That follow through from James is just so buttery.
The wind was definitely in his favor on that shot, and I think that he used it to his advantage. He knew that the wind was going to help his disc come back, just like that.
This is the shot I like to see on this hole, just people skipping it off the road, maybe getting a big flare skip right into the chains, who knows?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like the width on that.
No. Oh, wait.
Wow. Yeah, Ron knew.
Much on that.
Ron always has an accurate sense of where his discs are going, I've noticed. It's the Enard miniature farm. There it is. And like I said, those ducks are quacking.
Great putt from Austin.
He's working his way back.
Another birdie on this back nine.
That's the kind of putting we like to see here on VFSN. 25, 30 feet.
Wow, Ron finds himself very long. I was not expecting that.
Big 4 call. Lefty, you remember this moment?
Got a piece of him. Yeah?
No? Yeah, I almost got hit by a disc here. Dylan said I did. He was looking at me. I wasn't paying attention and I say I didn't, you believe who you want.
It came in so hot, and Chris definitely moved at the very last second.
There were so many 4s on the day that eventually you kind of just get in your zone filming and you start ignoring them. But, I'm alive. James Kulinski cleaning up after a beautiful drive. We're starting to see some really nice disc golf on our back 9 here, guys.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 birdies on hole 15 is usually, hole 13 is usually what you expect.
Just had a casualty on the.
Did I dodge that? I can't tell if that was a great dodge or a horrible dodge. But we're okay. We're breathing.
You touched it.
Very chatty card here today. Hole 14, par 3, 336. If you've got a golfer that says he can throw 400, take him to this hole. A lot of players like to swing this one out wide right. The hill slope to the left really plays for it well. And this is a common mistake we'll see. There is often a blustery little headwind here, but very common you'll see players go way too high and just kind of start drifting out left down that hill. James is going with a fairway here.
It looks like he's barely throwing the disc.
Yeah,
And he's inside the circle.
that's gorgeous.
That's unfair.
That's unfair. I want it taken back.
Dylan Cook.
Dylan kind of faking out the camera guy a bit.
I love that.
You never get used to it.
I feel like Dylan's release angle is the same on every single shot.
Yeah.
And then he just like carves these lines with his discs.
He loves that hyzer release
Yeah, that's
angle.
just money all day for him.
I like it. Make the disc do the work for you.
Yeah, like every hole, I feel like he's playing the same exact shots.
Yeah.
Like the same putts from like 25, 30, always running them. And Ron, bit long of the basket, but that's a look. Good shot. Austin's been hot. Almost runs that one in.
Austin is on a tear. He's ready to right his wrongs from the front. Dylan looking to be aggressive yet again.
Really hot round from Dylan so far. I mean, you can't let these neg 8s and neg 7s take away from the fact that, neg 5, that's a really good score here at Camp Tecumseh. Very clean golf so far for him. Couple big putts. James for the birdie 2.
Especially escaping the front 9 neg 5. When you have a big arm like Dylan or James, this back 9 is going to do you a lot of favors.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Dylan went -4 through the front 9 with at least 2 or 3 missed putts inside the circle. So what could have been for Dylan, this round?
Dan, can you write a book called What Could Have Been for Dylan?
Ooh, a cart putt.
From Austin Barron. Hole 15, par 3, 241 feet. Tee-pad on the right side of your screen. Basket is on the left. Beautiful shot. You kind of got 2 options going around that tree you see in the center of the fairway there, left or right side, and that water will come in play if you swing one out too far wide left. So much beautiful scenery here at Camp Tecumseh. James doesn't like it out of the hand. I'm sure he's capable of more, but that will putt. Austin always attacks his lines with so much conviction. And that's what you got to do on holes like this. Very blustery wind here and a little bit of downhill nature to this green. If you fluff one, it's going to get away from you.
Superb drive from Austin there.
Dylan absolutely licking his chops with that light hyzer. And I believe we saw a pull tab there.
Yep. Little lock breaker. This is a tough shot. If you don't get it wide enough, that right to left sloping fairway can, drag you all the way down to the water. as your disc hyzer's out.
So much excitement coming down the stretch here this first round. We've seen a lot of really good shots over the last few holes. Really calls to mind what's going to be possible heading into the final round here. You know, we saw Kyle Fairbanks almost make a run for the championship at the Battle of the Greystone Woods from the chase card. So anything's possible out here. Only a field of 72. I believe it's 45 players in MA1. So a deep field for most tournaments, all things considered, but we're going to see a lot of separation coming into these last few holes here.
Yeah, and we have more than enough players at 950 rated and up to make it challenging for these guys sitting at the top.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to get a really awesome trophy like the Pound Bag, to try to bring out as much talent as we can. You know, there's a lot of different ways to grow the sport, grow the game. I think events like this that are obviously focused on fun and things like that, but where we are trying to bring an added level of competition, I think that really good for the sport. 6 holes in through our back 9 here, Lefty. Let's talk about that leaderboard.
Yeah, we still have Connor Henderson and Corey Snyder at the top of the pack. Connor Henderson sitting at -10, and Corey is sitting at -8. Zach Tassone is also creeping up there at -9.
Let's get a word from Axiom Discs.
We did it.
Yeah, shout out Matt Coltrera. Hole 16, par 4, 639. A commercial. We did it. That's our new tagline.
That's our new commercial.
Really fun drive here. So hard to get it up this hill. Want to angle it out a bit to the right, but not too far, because you are going to want to approach the green from the left side. OB lining the fairway the entire way. And this one plays very far. Got some big arms on the card. I expect to see some looks at that birdie 3. Really nice angle control from Austin there. Light headwind, reads it well. Doesn't get that much distance with that headwind, but it's tough here.
Now, Chris, what is the ruling on you see Austin Barron going off to the right? I was a little bit confused at first.
Yeah, so the flags there mark the wider tee pad. With rubber tees like that, they can often be really unsafe. I assume that was marked either by John of Camp Tecumseh or Bill Ganley of Bria Disc Golf. Shout out to Bria. They just threw a huge event here 3 weeks ago. I believe it was the Bria Championships. So that may have been them marking that, but definitely a good call off of this tee. And shout out Andrew Stockland, who took down MA1 at the Bria Championships. We got him here today at the 4 chapters. James Kulinski. Absolutely licking his chops. Tim did not keep up with how fast that came out of the hand there. And James gets himself almost to the flattened portion of the fairway there. Didn't mention that during the drone flight, but that's actually one of the more important parts of this hole. It's really difficult to get power when you land on that hill there.
And Dylan did go OB on his drive, and it looks like he will find himself out of bounds again.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a big number for Dylan here. Seems Ron has driven it out of bounds there to the right.
Big sidearm from Austin. This one's traveling a bit too far. right. Yeah, this hole's kind of getting the better of our feature card right now. It is not an easy one, and the wind does appear to have picked up. James going with a bit of a low-driven drive, smart play, but just kind of catches that hill. Didn't quite get enough hyzer.
It's difficult for these players to shape distance shots uphill with the wind playing tricks on them the way it is.
Oh boy.
Dylan tries to lay up, but gets a little bit of wind play and soars past the basket.
Yeah, he's going with the Chris Costley on this hole, I'm not gonna lie. Just kidding, Chris, I love you.
If you couldn't see the wind being a factor, just look at James's putt.
Yeah, it can't be understated how challenging this is. You've started out most of your holes in the woods. Coming out into the open holes, this wind can get the better of you. Ron with a long look.
Wow. Outrageous. Ron gives a wave to the crowd.
That's uncalled for.
That's not.
And he looked down, but was just so not surprised when he looked up and saw that came out, because he's had quite a few off the basket today.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a very chill guy. Dylan Cook giving a bit of a karate kick to the basket there. Love that. We were really starting to heat up here. James a bit wide.
Another air ball.
That's more like it from James.
Kulinski hanging his head a bit here, understandably so. He actually had two really great shots to start out this hole. Just kind of a bit of trouble on the green. Very, again, blustery wind. Tough break for Dylan. He was absolutely feeling like he was within striking distance. Still only about 4 or 5 off the top of the lead. We got a lot of golf left. Hole 17, par 3, 441 feet. Difficult to access this green, but it is necessary as there's some OB flags lining right about here. This is where the drop zone is. And of course it is road and across. You're gonna see players swing this one out really far to the right. It's 441, but it only plays about 300, 320.
No.
That's too high. Austin incorporating some wizardry into his disc golf game. He pushed that thing down.
Seems to be pretty effective. He spikes right in bounds.
Oh my God.
James Kulinski probably going with a putter here. No. He's in bounds. Beautiful 2 finishing holes here at Camp Tecumseh. Can't be understated just how fun these are to play. Ron.
Early release. That's not going to find the inbounds.
Early release, high release. I think we're facing that same headwind that we were seeing on the last hole. Dylan faking out rotor again. That was looking more like the preferred line, but again, that headwind is just pushing everything up so high. 3 really difficult putts for birdie, and Ron's coming from the drop here.
Drop zone has the basket framed up by these 2 trees real nicely. It's possible to make it, save the par, but it's a doozy of a putt.
This feels like a really good time to shout out everybody on the feature card here today. We saw a lot of great shots from all 4 of our competitors, and it takes a certain type of confidence to say yes to playing on feature card. I mean, we saw what happened at the Battle of Greystone Woods. Lefty, I don't remember exactly. I think we saw about a 5 or 6 stroke round rating difference between people's typical score versus playing on camera. So, you know, it's challenging to come out here and want to play on film, but I think it's the kind of thing where as players do it more, they get more comfortable with it. They'll start to play better on film. Hopefully it can eventually kind of elevate players' games even beyond what they, you know, what they're usually shooting, but it's tough.
A lot of these guys have come out with a lot of wins. Multiple guys on this card have won open events. James has won 16 total events in his career. A lot of guys have won, you know, MA1 and Open and all that, so they're used to playing on the big stage, but the cameras and all the hype around this event have just added a different feel.
Hole 18, par 5, 902 feet, absolute bomber off of the tee here. You're gonna see a ton of players try to swing this one out over the road, which does play OB, but because of that downhill nature, it gives you a ton of time to hook up and find a position to strike through this small, narrow gap here. And just a simple little right to left hookup's all you need. It's that easy, guys. Austin Barron. Yeah, it's that easy.
Yeah. Damn, son. Yeah,
Oh, that's a beautiful shot from Austin.
Yeah, that's what you want to see off at the tee here. So many factors trying to approach this green. You really want to try to get as far as you can on your first so you can go for a nice position play on the second and attack the green on the third, but Dylan's gonna have to get crafty here.
He may have even found the water that's to the left in the woods there. That was a lot of ground action. James puts one up. Seems to be turning a little too much, and that's not gonna come back. Oh, and I spoke way too soon. That's some tree love if I've ever seen it.
I was just about to talk about how there was so much more in James's round today than what we saw. So many close bids on the basket, 3 looks for eagle, but it seems like he put all his good fortune into that kick. Gardner. What?
That was the
That was
latest
impossible.
flipping thing I've ever seen.
We lost that thing in the sky, and then all of a sudden it was still turning.
That was like
That's
so
awesome.
nose up with hyzer, and then all of a sudden it was going right.
That is so awesome. Ron seems to have a serious mastery over the 12 speeds.
He knows his disc so well.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's beyond being a local. That's like AmChamp style golf right there.
That's just good disc golf. Dylan with a great out, forehand roller to the middle of the fairway.
Kulinski trying to absolutely unleash on this one, get himself a look at the Eagle 3, but turns it over a bit. I think that was the same disc he turned over on that previous shot. Probably one of his destroyers. He's got a number in the bag. Actually, I don't even know if he bags any destroyers. He just has like 50 of them.
And Ron playing a skip shot off the road there. I like the play, but he might have found himself a little too far left there.
Yeah, slightly pinched off.
But he's close enough. He can manufacture a shot into the green.
I was talking about Austin's conviction. It's funny. You can literally see how much he's lining up his shot with his hand motions. He really is envisioning the full flight of the disc. You'll see a lot of guys who just kind of try to attack different gaps or different positions in the airspace, but he is just driven.
No way.
He throws with a purpose.
Yeah, really tough break from Dylan Cook there.
That was a really well-shaped shot. It just kept flipping over.
I saw him hanging his head there in the back of the gallery. Just, again, so much more we could have seen from him today. He was just a couple inches away from greatness. But, again, still really good disc golf. Good pace on that chip shot from Austin, but I think he kind of feathered it inside a bit. Dylan.
It was a good bid.
That's a disc golfer, still putting good bids on the disc.
Yeah.
Everybody's excited to get some, sandwiches at lunch. We got a bunch of sandwiches, a bunch of clementines, snacks for the players. Gotta have it. Dan McGuire was telling me after the event that the event had a festival-like feel to it, which was, I think, the greatest thing I heard the whole time. As a tournament director, I feel like catering your event is such a crucial aspect of having a good time. These are disc golfers. They're well versed. They know how to pack a lunch and everything, but it's so nice to be able to keep everybody on the grounds in between rounds. Putting competition for the Axiom basket, CTP afterwards. Just trying to bring some good vibes out there.
That was a great birdie from Ron Gardner to close out his round. And unfortunately, the rest of our card here struggled here on hole 18.
Still good spirits on the day. I think everybody knows that they had a lot more to give out there, but again, we didn't see any meltdowns overall. We saw some good putts, good disc golf. What'd you guys think of the action out there?
Definitely a lot of aggressive play, especially from Austin Barron. He attacked this back nine ferociously, and it showed. His back nine was definitely, the best part of his game.
Yeah, there was honestly some pretty great golf all around from the feature card. There were quite a few unfortunate breaks for everybody, the spit out for Ron and Austin just being all over the basket but not really converting as much as he would like. Hopefully we'll see some better action from the lead card in round 2.
Yeah, Letty, talk to us about that lead card for tomorrow.
We have Connor Henderson and Corey Schneider, who we've talked about a lot so far, shooting scorching hot rounds. We'll also see Kyle Fairbanks and Zach Tassone.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Kyle Fairbanks. I filmed like a shot or two of his at the Battle of Greystone Woods. He made a nice run from Chase. Zachary Tassone, whose name carries a ton of weight around here. 972 rated golfer, absolute shooter. Connor Henderson, who went 8 down through the first 9 in round 1. And Corey Snyder, was it?
Yeah, he shot the hot round after round 1, shooting a neg 11. So we definitely have some real firepower coming into the lead card.
Corey Snyder is a local to this course, I believe, so I'm excited to see what kind of lines he's carving out there tomorrow. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate all the support. We'll see you tomorrow.